Chelsea and Manchester United stars are set to miss out on Gareth Southgate's England squad for their upcoming Euro 2024 qualifiers. England manager Gareth Southgate will announce his squad for the upcoming Euro 2024 qualifiers as the Three Lions boss faces some tough selection issues. The Three Lions take on Malta and North Macedonia in June, with Southgate naming his squad on Wednesday afternoon in front of the media, and he will be without several regular figures in the national team setup. In particular, missing 5 players from Manchester United and Chelsea. It is well known that Manchester City's England stars will get a well-earned rest as they are competing in the Champions League final against Inter Milan on June 10, which is only 9 days before the first fixture against Malta in Valletta. That would include Kyle Walker, Calvin Phillips, Phil Foden and John Stones being given permission to skip international duty and rest up on holiday. And it could see Southgate experiment by handing call-ups to players who have been waiting for their chance, with a host of other players out through injury. Liverpool's Trent Alexander-Arnold could benefit from Walker's absence from the squad, while Ben White has been approached over returning to the squad. But, as always, some players will miss out purely on merit. Express Sport looks at which England stars could miss out when Southgate decides his final squad. Jadon Sancho. Sancho hasn't featured for England since the 5-0 win over Andorra in September 2021, shortly after his £73 million move to Old Trafford. The 22-year-old has endured a tough period with the Red Devils and is not a regular under Erik ten Hag, although he has bagged 5 goals in the Premier League this season. There has been a notable improvement in his demeanour and attitude since returning from a long period on the sidelines, with Sancho looking revitalised after returning to action. However, England are blessed with an abundance of attacking talent, and Southgate's reluctance to pick Sancho could become apparent yet again. Aaron Wan-Bissaka. With Reece James out and Alexander-Arnold's international future far from certain, Wan-Bissaka might have been hoping his extended run in the United side would grant him some game time. But for whatever reason, Southgate has never called upon the 26-year-old to form a part of his side and make hid, even after his £50 million transfer from Crystal Palace in 2019. Even players such as Kyle Walker-Peters have received call-ups from Southgate in recent times. It seems there is little Wan-Bissaka can do to change the England boss' plans, and it would be a major surprise if he was handed a rare opportunity against Malta and Luxembourg. Mason Mount. The Chelsea star has been sidelined with an abdominal issue since March, and he has only featured briefly against Real Madrid before the club decided to give him a prolonged period of rest to avoid aggravating the injury. But that only masks what has been a distractions and disappointments for Mount, with doubts over his Chelsea future affecting his form on the pitch. The 24-year-old has only scored 3 goals this season in the Premier League, having managed double digits for goals and assists last season. Southgate has praised the midfielder on several occasions, but even he would find it hard to justify Mount's place in the squad at present even if he was fit. Instead, his Chelsea teammate Conor Gallagher and maybe Crystal Palace's Eber Ease could get their chance to shine in Mount's absence. Reece James. Like Mount, James has been ruled out for the rest of the season by Frank Lampard as he struggled to shake off a persistent hamstring problem, and that leaves a slot open at right back for Walker-Peters and White to receive a call-up. The 23-year-old has been hampered by tight muscles and strains of the hamstring in the second half of the season, with a knee injury ruling him of the World Cup back in November. He would challenge Kieran Trippier for the starting spot if fully fit, but James' fitness has been difficult to rely upon this season, and he may look forward to the extended break that comes with being left out. Ben Chilwell, one of the form defenders in the Premier League before pulling up with a hamstring problem against Bournemouth. Chilwell will be desperate to recover quickly as he knows he will miss out on these fixtures. The 26-year-old was one of the bright lights in the second half of the campaign until he sustained his latest injury. It has at least eliminated an issue for Southgate, who would have to pick between Chilwell and Luke Shaw, who has also been performing to a high level at United.